Okay, we are on time. A very good evening to all of you. Thanks for joining. My name is Venkat, your Qatar Branch Vice Chairman. Uh, I take this opportunity to welcome each and everyone for this branch meeting. Before we get into the meeting, let me start with a few ground rules. All the attendees' mics will be kept in muted mode, and you can choose to keep your camera on or off. In case you are keeping your camera on, make sure that your surroundings are good and you are not distracting the speaker. And I request everyone to keep your Zoom setting in the speaker's view so that you have better experience of this meeting. And in case you have any questions during the presentation, you can send it in the Zoom chat room. And we have Mr. Valentine here, who is our Qatar Branch Secretary, who will be acting as the Q&A moderator for today's meeting. And for the security reasons, we will be locking this meeting after 20 minutes. And being a HSC professional, I'm sure some of you are attending from your office, some of you are from your accommodation. Make sure that you are aware about your surroundings, and in case of any emergency, please follow the protocol if needed. Yeah. Well, this is the agenda for today's meeting. After this initial, the opening remarks, we have a presentation from the Ravin team, and that will be for 40 minutes. And after that, we'll have a 10 minutes Q&A session that will be done by Mr. Valentine. Then we will conclude the meeting. Well, if you look at the theme for the meeting, managing critical events. Being prepared for any incident or emergency or crisis is one of the important elements of a good HSC management system that all of us are aware about it. We as safety professionals, our prime responsibility is to identify what can go wrong and make sure our team is prepared for that to manage effectively. From the health and safety point of view, as well the business continuity point of view. There are a lot of technological developments all around the world is available and it's happening to manage the critical events effectively. It is important for all of us to know what are those best practices practiced around the world. For this, in this context, for this meeting, we have a special team among us from Norway. Ravin is an organization that provides technological solution and support to effectively manage the critical events. And today, I'm super excited to introduce the speakers from Ravin team, Mr. Henrik, who is the CEO and the founder of Ravin, and Mr. Eric Skara, founder and the director of customer success at Ravin, and Mr. Carl Barth is the director of sales and business development at Ravin. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of virtual applause to welcome Ravin team to conduct this presentation. Over to you, Carl.
Thank you so much. I will make sure you can go in. Let's see. Yes, and then I'll go in. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yep. You can stop sharing the notes. We can see the notes also. Yeah.
You can still see the notes.
Yeah.
Hold on. And no, you don't.
Oh, still. Can you click it now?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yep. Okay. That's good.
Perfect. Thank you for the introduction, Venkat, and we're extremely excited of this opportunity to be here today and And thanks to our partner, Edel Lawson at Demora Lawson, we have this opportunity. So you already presented the three of us, but in order to just give a quick head up, I'd like to firstly introduce Henrik with a couple of words. So Henrik, would you like to say hi first? You're on mute, Henrik.
Yeah, Henrik, you can accept.
There,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
I'm unmuted.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Henrik von Slanbusch. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Raven. I've been working in this team basically as a company in 4 years since we started, and also been working within this field since 2011. I'm delighted to be here. I'll be part of the presentation, but I'll let Carl do the first part before me. And together with me, I have Mr. Eric Skora. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Henrik. Glad to be here. My name is Eric Skora. I'm working as a director of customer success today and a co-founder together with Henrik. My background, emergency preparedness. I've been working with emergency services for 12 years. So my perspective into this presentation will be the demo of the tool and to run you through an exercise in Raven.
Thank you, Henrik and Eric. So I'm Carl. I've been with the company for only 3 months. I come from a position as a managing director for in the travel industry, where I was heading up the organization in Norway with Expedia. So quite a large operation where we dealt a lot with these type of questions. So it was very natural for me to accept a position in Raven when this position was open. We do hope through the next 45 minutes to give you a good overview on who we are and what we're able to offer into the market. So for the next 10 minutes, we will run through some quick slides to give you a quick introduction before the actual demonstration. So during the presentation, we will show you that Raven will support you. And we will also show you our ability to reduce your response time during a critical event. But we will also show you how you're able to restore regular service as quickly as possible and minimize the damage. So Raven is a cloud-based software. Within Raven, you will be able to activate teams. Not only one team, but several teams. It's actually totally up to you how many teams you would like to activate, and you can see that later on. We will monitor status, assign tasks during the event, track and document all activity, all in real time. Raven is an international SaaS company, and for those who is not familiar with the expression SaaS, is software as a service. We have a HQ at the west coast of the shipping capital of Norway called Bergen, which actually is this beautiful picture you can see. Our office is just situated on the coastline here in the city. We are currently providing our service to many different kind of industries and currently into 23 countries, also in your region. Today, we provide our solutions in many different ways, both in the daily operation, as Eric will come a little bit back to during his demo, and also dealing with the actual critical event if it occurs. We are the industry leader in the Nordics. Sorry, my mobile started off. There you go. So we are the industry leader in the Nordics, and we are growing fast in other industries beside oil and energy and shipping industries. Not only in the Nordics, but we are growing fast all over the world in different kind of countries and in different kind of regions. So it's all about maximizing your resources and minimize the damage. Henrik, are you ready? Are you able to provide some more details about the fantastic product that you built? You're on mute.
Call, just a second. Are you changing the slides?
Yes.
We are not able to change. We are still at the first slide.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I've been changing all the way. That's interesting.
Yep. Now it's okay.
Is it okay? Are you on the slide? Raven is cloud-based.
Cloud-based. Yeah.
Okay, let's hope that's
Yeah.
it then. Sorry about that, folks.
It's okay.
Henrik.
Uh, probably call, you may have to stop sharing the screen so that Eric can start displaying his screen.
Sorry, Venkat, what do you want me to do?
Could you please stop sharing the screen so that Eric can display his slides? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go through a demo of Raven, and then Henrik will wrap it up in the end. So I'll start sharing my screen to run you through a demo of the tool and what we have developed in Raven. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, so what we've done when we've developed Raven is to make a tool that is as easy to use as possible. We know that being a part and handling a critical event is stressful. We are out of our comfort zone when we're coming into the emergency management room, and we need a tool that is easy to use. Raven is defined based on your current ERP plan or business continuity plan. So what you'll do is define the relevant scenarios, the relevant tasks, and also the relevant teams that needs to be notified throughout your own emergency response organization. As you can see on my screen, Raven is available on 2 different platforms, both from your cell phone and also from the web interface, meaning that you can activate Raven directly from your cell phone wherever you may be, or you can manage the incident. We've seen this through the COVID, that we're now being more and more distributed when we're handling current incident and critical events. And we also need a tool that could provide with an easy interface so that our team and our emergency response team, our strategic management team, can conduct of the same situation awareness that is ongoing. So for today's presentation, I'll go through the web interface. What Raven is, as you can see here, I'm coming onto the platform and I need to notify my resources instantly due to aware that I've been notified of a critical event that is ongoing in my current situation. So the first thing I'll do is that I only have one button to click in Raven, and that is Start Log. So I'll click Start Log. I'll then get an overview of the relevant scenarios that is defined for my current organization. And again, these are defined based on your current business continuity plans, ERP plans. This is just my suggestions for this demo. So what we're going to conduct today is a demo of a personal injury. I'll click personal injury, and then I get a full display where I'm able to fill in the current information that I need to push to all the participants of my emergency response organization. The information that's being typed in under description of situation gives all the participants an overview of the current facts of the incident. If I need to change something or if I need to add in additional resources, I can add this in, but this will be the message that we deliver in 4 different channels when we do notification for the team. If I'm a large or a small organization, I could define my current sites. For this, I just set my location in Qatar. And as you'll see here, my files is with me with my function card, my strategic team leader card. So everyone has their documentation at hand in Raven. Raven provides them with a map. So what we'll do now is to set the perimeters and set the standards for my notification of the emergency response team. When I'm now defining the current position within the map, I'm getting an overview over my team status. So here I could again define my own teams. I could see the participants in each team, or I can add in additional resources if that's needed upon. This gives me a great opportunity to notify multiple resources and also get an overview of the resources that is available. The second last step before we start the initiation and notification of Raven is to align the various checklists, the various tasks that needs to be coordinated through my emergency response organization. So in Raven, we do have 4 various focuses that we set. That is notification, coordination, situation awareness, and also reporting. So based on these easy 4 steps, we're able to make sure that we handle the incident easily, quickly, and get everyone onto the same platform. And Raven will also then provide us with a reporting in the end. I'll go through all these 4 steps now in my demo. The last, I always has the opportunity to create an exercise or start a log directly. When I click create exercise, colors will be toned down in Raven, notification will be marked with exercise. So all the participations in my organization gets an overview of, of the various resources that is available. So when I now click create exercise, notification will run. Notification will run out in 4 various channels. So you can see here that my cell phone is starting to call. I do get a push notification through the app. I'm also getting a text message and an email. So Raven provides a notification in 4 various channels to all the participants in my organization so that everyone gets the attention and the notification. You can see here on my cell phone that I just received a text message, a push message with the exact same situation that we saw in the beginning. One of the challenges that we do have when we're doing notification, we know that incident doesn't happen between 9 and 3. It happens in weekends, at nights, other timing. And what Raven now provides me is an overview of the resources that is available. And we do this easily. We do it just by displaying traffic lights. So when I click open log, I can go up in my corner with traffic lights, and from this perspective, get an overview of those resources that are available. I'm green because I'm logged into the tool. Carl and Henrik has recently replied that they are able to participate. And this gives me a beautiful overview of the resource that I have so far. If I see that I don't have enough, if I see I need my deputies, if I see that I need other teams, I could always add them in as we go. So based on the response for the participants, I can, and when we're not in the same room, start my coordination of the immediately task and checklist that needs to be aligned with my team members. So you can see the same task that we saw in the beginning. I can from here start to assign, and I get the traffic lights on the participants so I know who's available and can then easily assign a various tasks to the participants. So they can start working on our current task that is defined in our business continuity plan. Say I appoint myself as the strategic team leader. I give myself this task. You will see here that it is appointed to me, and I can go into this and make sure that I see my instructions and my mandate, and also my full checklist that needs to be completed based on the role that I now have as a strategic team leader. Raven is all about coordination and getting significant new information so we can make the right decisions within our teams. You can see on the other side of the screen that my colleague Henrik has started to post information, both text and pictures, directly into the feed. So he's out on the scene. We can see here that he's posted information directly into the feed. I can click on the photo to get a better overview of the current situation and how things are being handled. So right here, me and my team, even though if I'm not at the office, I can follow all the activity in Raven directly from my cell phone. I'll have it with me on my computer, or I could have it with me on my cell phone and start my coordination and also get an overview of the feed with the various information that's being posted directly. In Raven, we see that our current customers gets a much faster overview of the situation, and that they also start handling the situation based on their current ERP plans because they are at their hand directly. So I could find my files, I could find my documentation that I need directly into Raven and also directly from my cell phone. When things escalates, when new information comes in, when new task needs to be coordinated, I can instantly type this in under task name, need to call, and appoint this task directly to participants in my organization. As you can see, the feed gives me an overview of all the activity, all of the participations from my team members, information that they type in, and also I'm able to display and type in significant new information if I have so. So I'll just start to type a new status. In Raven, we have tags that we could tag them with, so the feed gets easier to filter. If I have my statement ready for my first press release, I can tag it with released information. If I have a subscriber as participants in my organization, I could, the subscriber or the log keeper could then also document on behalf of resources. Everything that's being posted, everything that's being done in Raven is being posted at the exact time that it happened. There is no opportunity to change the time and date, meaning that the reports that we get out in the end is the right one. There will be a lot of information that's running through the feed during an emergency. And we know, and we've seen it now through COVID, that emergencies or critical event handling could last for days, weeks, months. There will be a lot of information, but the opportunity of being able to filter that information, where I could filter based on my teams, based on my users, or based on tags that's being used, gives me a great opportunity for various filter search, so I can go in and find the information that I'm looking for. We've seen throughout the alignment of a handling of an emergency that the status meetings that's being conducted is really important for the emergency response organization. It is through these status meetings we come together to get the same situation awareness between all the various phone calls, emails, stuff like that we need to do. Through the status meetings, we come together. These meetings can be conducted in Raven. Each organization defines their meetings with their plans, so you can keep track of all the meeting activity that's going on throughout your organization. As I mentioned in the beginning, Raven is an interactive tool, and it also tracks and gives out the various positions of the users. So when people come onto the platform through their cell phone, we are able to track their current position directly into the map. This gives us a great opportunity to get a better situation awareness when we have teams that is being distributed throughout multiple countries. It gives us a great opportunity to get an overview of their current position when we plan and when we see our current team. Throughout developing of Raven, we've seen that Raven hasn't just been used for managing critical events, but the same functionality, the same that is being displayed here is being used more and more in logistics handling, in managing daily operations. It is the same alignment that we need. We need to coordinate, we need to share information. And with an easy tool as Raven, we could also, and we see our organization use this throughout a daily operation. It's all about coordination, it's all about easiness, and throughout that, it gives us an opportunity. We recently rolled out Raven through companies, and they had 68 global locations. And what's important for our developing a Raven is the internal resources that needs to be aligned to get this up and running. As you can see, it is a easy tool to use. And that is one of our most important perspective into developing a Raven, is to have a tool that is easy to use, so that the tool itself doesn't become messy during a critical event. The tools should be able to give us information, make sure that we are aligned with our current emergency response plan, and provide relevant information for our personnel. Lastly, through Raven, we have the opportunity of blowing and distributing multiple information. We've seen this throughout COVID when there's coming new regulations and we need to inform all our employees. Our clients are using Raven to send out new standards for COVID, how to handle new procedures is being distributed through Raven to all the employees. Lastly, one of the great opportunity, especially for you guys that working in the HSE field, is the reporting. We know that many organizations are using days, weeks to conduct the full timeline of what actually happened. What would we do? What measurement did we set in place? Raven will provide you with a full detailed report by clicking on one button. So it gives me a full report of all the activity that I've done so far. So it starts in the beginning with my first notification, and throughout here, I can follow all the activity I've done and all the activity my team members have done. So when I start my internal investigation, this is my goal. This is where I'll I'll find all the activities, all the information that's being distributed throughout the teams. And lastly, I also get my task report. I get an overview of which task has been conducted, which person has conducted, and has the responsibility for these tasks. We've seen this throughout using exercises, especially with trainings that our clients is using Raven to get an overview. Well, were there personnel in my organization that had too much to do? Were they overloaded? Were they not able to complete and do their task based on the time that's what was defined in the tool? And how can we improve as a team? We need to remember that it isn't one person that is handling the critical event by himself. It is the team that comes together and makes sure that we come through this as an organization. All right. That was my presentation of Raven, running you through, again, the 4 different issues that we see that we solve in Raven, with notification, coordination, sharing of information, and also then the reporting of it.
Thank you, Eric. So I've been able to unmute myself now, so I can jump in and try to take one step back for all of you. It's so exciting to talk to more than 100 people all over the globe from a little room in Bergen, Norway. If we take 2 steps back, I think that you see that what we're trying to do and what we have been building is to give our users access to a virtual command center that will make our users able to handle all aspects of any critical event within one tool. And it's super easy to use. And of course, you can notify when anything happens. You can notify and activate your teams by clicking one button. You can coordinate all activities within the tool and be able to follow up, so you can see that you can share out tasks, and you can also see that they have been completed from the tool, from your app, or from the web. You can also share information via your logs or via your status messages within the tool in a super easy way, which means that you securely can handle all the information and distribute all the information to the correct persons during the critical event, which avoids, of course, misunderstandings, people acting on rumors and false information, etc. You will also be able to actually collaborate with your external partners. So if you have neighboring companies, if you have authorities, if you have insurance companies, or whatever you need to collaborate with, you can also hook them up into the tool and make them able to see all the information they need. And as Eric mentioned, everything is documented, so you don't have to sit down after an incident and actually write down your report. You will have everything available from the tool from one click. When you're doing your notifications at the start of an incident, you will actually be able to notify a team of 4 or 40 or 400 within seconds, and you will see actually the status of all of these persons. Have they got the message? Have they responded to it? Will they be able to help you? Which is incredibly helpful in a stressful situation where you have to know or reach out to all these persons immediately and actually tell them what is happening and what they should do. With this tool, they will get all that information directly into their hands immediately, and you will see that they actually respond. And through the live sharing of information, you will always see and always know that everybody are on top of the situation and understands what's happening. I think Carl has 2 more slides before we conclude this session and open up for questions.
Let's see if it works now. Are you able to see it now? Just to make sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. So working in the HNS can be a really challenge for all of us. And what we see is we are able to minimize the risk. And you just learned from Erik and Henrik that we are able to provide a lot of good solutions in order to minimize and help and respond to a specific event very quickly. So during the actual demo which took place, you were able to see that we are able to notify both through SMS, using the app, or using a regular phone call, which actually both Henrik and I received while the demo was taking place. We also are able to take assignment, not only the one that is potentially predefined as part of your ERP plan, but you can actually change it during the actual exercise or during the actual event, because you might need to add new tasks because of the situation. So it's totally flexible in order to both reject existing tasks, which is already prepared through an ERP system, or to actually add new ones if you like to. And I must say, I'm really, really impressed by our solution when it comes to generate reports. the generation of the reports really helps and make it much more efficient for all those people who need to report any accident afterwards. It comes in a chronological order, which makes it much more easier for each one to find the actual event taking place and where to potentially change in the future on what we can do different. We are also, what I would like to mention is, we are able to cooperate with other companies. We did not show that during the demo, but we are able to collaborate with your partners. So even if your partner do not have Raven, we are actually able to give them license so they are able to report into the log their situation and be helpful to solve the actual event taking place. So it could be like, for instance, an insurance company, it could be a supplier company. I mean, these are different from industries to industries, from business to businesses, but we are able to commit everyone into the same log, and then, of course, action made by that. Finally, I would also like to mention that we have used our experience, and the team that Erik is representing has built ERP plans. Not only one, but we have 9 different scenarios. Our experience is that we see that everyone is today really keen to build their own ERP plans. Not all of them do have the knowledge in how to start working on ERP plans. So we decided to use our experience and make it available for all our potential clients and clients. So it's free to each one of you and others to download from our website, and you can use that as a potential template for your own ERP plan. So with that, again, I'm sorry that you didn't see the slide up front, but I know for a fact that Venkat will be sharing those slides afterwards. So again, you will be able to see the information that we've shared. And I guess we're ready for the Q&As, unless Henrik and Erik has additional information.
I think we're ready for them.
Okay, thanks, Carl, Erik, and Henrik for your time in explaining this. We'll now go to the Q&A section. I've got a few questions, and we'll take it like this. The first question comes from one of our colleagues is asking, can this tool be used for emergency mock drills?
Yes, I can confirm that you can use this tool the same way as you use it in an ordinary incident. You will also be able to configure it with one click to also set up any kind of exercise with the tool. Yes.
Okay, thanks. The next question is, does the system operate when you don't have access to internet?
So the system will operate within internet only, but you also have access via normal telephone signals. So you can send SMSs over the telephone lines, telephone signals, but you have to have internet accessible to be able to use the advanced features of the app or of the web.
Okay. Okay. Then the next question is that, does the Raven tool allow for video calls?
Currently, the tool is not built for video calls. What our users normally do is actually to set up video calls on the side, because the tool offers a very advanced meeting feature for organizing emergency response meetings with different kinds of agendas and points. But the video meetings needs to be held in the preferred tool of the organization itself.
And the next question is, are there success stories of Raven being effectively implemented across? Have you had any success story from your customers, from your end users?
I'm sorry, you broke up a bit. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, are there success stories of Raven 2 being effectively implemented across? Have you had success stories from your end users, from your customers on this use of this tool?
Yes, for sure. So first of all, the thing we always heard from our customers is that this tool is extremely easy to use, right? And that's important, right? The tool is being used in critical situations where people are stressed and outside of their comfort zone. So the tool offers very few features, but very powerful features, so it's easy to use. That also means that the tool is very easy to learn how to use. So you can implement it into small or large scales organizations very quickly. So what we hear from our users is, because this tool is so easy to use, they can use minimal of time of training the tool, but train rather on emergency response itself. The tool will support them in that process. And it's very, very quickly to implement the tool into very large organizations. As Eric said, we have had implementations globally in many parts of the world with the tool, requiring almost no resources from the organization at all. So it's, but we have a lot of statements, of course, from our users, and our users are very, very happy with the tool.
Excellent, excellent. Just a couple of more questions for the multi-location and larger organization. The system looks good. How about smaller organizations?
Yeah, so we have had organizations of 3 persons only using this tool, and we have organizations of, you know, as I said, global, large organizations. So the thing about scaling this tool into large or smaller organization, it's exactly the same, and that's what makes this tool so easy to use, and that's why this tool is so easy to use.
It's easily adoptable. I see that. And then the last question: given that the Raven system is cloud-based, and its usage require an exchange of company information, contacts, and other details, how secure is the information shared among users using this tool?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Security. Yeah.
Very good question, and a very relevant question for these days, of course. It is a cloud-based tool. We have engineers that are working on the security all the time, and the company itself is being certified into the ISO security standards as we speak. We take security extremely. It's a very, very big part of our daily work, not only on the coding side and how we save our data to the servers, but of course the whole company needs to have security procedures in place to be able to convince our users that we have secured their data. But it's our highest priority to keep this data safe and accessible for the correct users.
Excellent. And then I think there one more question. Sorry for this. I think this also, the last few questions have been revolving around the data security. But this last question is, will the program store information in the event that SMS and internet is unavailable? Because they've been experienced of where in case of terrorist incident, this could be a concern. So would the cloud base still store this SMS and internet, will they still store the information in this event?
Yeah, as long as you have the tool up and running, the data will be stored. That's how it actually works. So my answer is yes.
Okay. Thanks, Carl. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Henrik. There are a couple of other questions, but I think these have been tied around most of the responses you guys have provided. Thanks for your time. I hand you back to the Vice Chair, Venkat.
Thank you very much, Valentine, for conducting this the Q&A session. Before we get into the concluding session, I do have one question to Henrik and Eric. No, especially during the emergency, no matter how many trainings you're done, how much training you are done, okay, always there will be a gap, okay. And this particular system, Raven, what you are talking about, yeah, there will be an on-scene commander at the the control room level, and whereas there will be a field level team will be working in the to control the emergency. Okay, is it only assigning the task from the on-scene commander to the field team, or the field team can also feed the status to the system?
Yes, correct. So this could go both ways. So what we did today is provide a brief demo of Raven to get the perspectives here. But this could also be leveled out for the various level of the emergency response organization. So the the tactical, the operational, and the strategic level. So those two teams perhaps be on various levels of the emergency response organization, and this could also be tied out in Raven in various rooms for these participants. So they could assign a task to each other based on their level.
Okay. In line to that, no, you said in your presentation, you cannot change the time in the log, right?
Correct.
Okay. What happens in the reality is, okay, something happened, I've done that, but I took time to upload to the system.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, 7:30, I will control, I've controlled the oil spill, but
Yeah.
I have entered the data at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We know.
So can I change in the later time?
Yeah, we know this happens, and you will then type in the exact time in the post that you fill in. So the timing will be correct. It will be shown that it was posted at 8 o'clock, but again, your information that you typed in says 7:30.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and now we have with us Sharon from our presidential team.
Good
Thank you
evening,
very much, Sharon,
folks.
for joining.
Hi, Venkat. Yet again, another fantastic presentation. Very, very interesting. I was basically asking questions because when I was based in the UK, unfortunately, we had several terrorist incidents. I was just actually looking back there at some notes that I had. One of my colleagues, Scott Mitchell, we actually swapped shifts on Friday night. When he was passing, the bomb went off, and he tried to save the life of a 15-and-a-half-year-old young lady, Danielle Carter, who suffered horrific injuries. We spent most of the night on recovery. I ended up treating 40-odd people in a first aid station. So that's why I was asking the question about, it's very, very important from, when you're investigating subsequently for evidential purposes, going to court, of having things. So my concern would be in relation to SMS, that when everything went off, the whole network collapsed. Okay, this is back in the 90s, but because everybody was trying to contact everybody to make, to reassure their loved ones that those that could were safe. So it's just, that would be the concern. But again, the Qatar branch, Venkat, and the team, you just keep on knocking out of the park, lads. You're absolutely fantastic. You're a credit to yourselves and the institution. Well done. And thanks, gentlemen, for a fantastic presentation.
Thank you, Sharon, for your words. May I request all the members to switch on your camera? We will take a group picture. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now I do have few informations to share with all our members. First and foremost, before I conclude my word of thanks, there are a few good news to all the members. We have a communication from one of the local the training and the consultancy organization, that is Demora, which is in cooperation with the RRC International. They are ready to offer 10% the discount for all the IOSH Qatar Branch members for these courses: IOSH Working Safely, IOSH Managing Safely, IOSH Safety for Executives and Directors, IOSH Leading Safety, and IOSH Managing Occupational Health and Well-being. And they have online as well as the e-learning program. If you would like to take it up, you can contact Mr. Adel. You can take the screenshot of the screen. You can pick it up with Mr. Adel. Yeah. And another information is usually after every meeting, our members used to ask, can I get the presentation material? Yeah. And the good news is the last week we started uploading our mini site in our IOSH website, that you can go to IOSH website and you can type Qatar Branch. You can go to our mini site. You can access all these presentations that we have done in the past, including the minutes of meeting. Yeah, that's a great news to all the members. Even this particular presentation, you can see after a couple of days in this particular website. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, it's a time to convey my sincere thanks to Mr. Henrik, Eric, and Carl for taking your time and giving us this wonderful presentation and introducing this product to all our members. We have a diversified members. We have members from oil and gas, the domain, construction domain, and manufacturing domain, and the process industries domain. So it would be a great experience, great knowledge for them. I'm sure definitely they will take this information to their organization. They will definitely contact you for further information. Thank you very much. And thank you very much to Adil for introducing the Raven team with us, IOSH Qatar Branch. And thanks to Valentine for conducting the Q&A session. And thanks to Catherine. You are always awesome in terms of supporting and making sure the event goes very smoothly. And thanks to all the members, without your presence, every time when we do a meeting, we always see more than 100 members. Yeah, it's been fantastic. That's one of the motivation factor for us to come and deliver much more interesting topics. Thank you very much. And send your queries or doubts to our IOSH, the executive committee team. And we are there to help any kind of a clarification there. We are there to help you. Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next meeting. Bye.
Thank you.